We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. They're ready to go as they get set to match up with Joe Flacco and the Baltimore Ravens. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Lucky 56. All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
A first down throw from Mayfield. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Play action. Mayfield. He's going to go down again. C.J. Mosley in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
All right, now, lucky 56.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And this is going to be incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Here's Britton Colquitt now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll try and hurry the kick, gets it away, but it's not looking that great. He'll take it at the 42. Only 29 yards on the punt there, definitely not his best. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the ground with their lead rusher from the season ago, it's Alex Collins. Loose football, the ball comes out. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to come from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Leopard!
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
And that's a run that will energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. First down, Mayfield. And pressure too much. Down he goes. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Blue 90! Blue 90!
Mayfield on play action. He's going to sling this deep down. And it's caught inside the 10. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play that time for Cleveland. 42 yards. A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6.
Gone!
Mayfield to throw it. That's complete. Right around the end. They're going to take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Duke Johnson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Extra point attempt to follow here. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Flacco, and leave it for Montgomery complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Here's Flacco, sliding out of the pocket. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. He got 29 yards that time. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Montgomery. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Flacco to throw here on third down. Finds his target, Montgomery. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Big chunks of yardage the last few plays, and the Ravens have another first down. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. 1st and 10 right at the 20. On the give, there's Collins on the left. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Flacco throwing for his running back. He's got him complete. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Ty Montgomery, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens can take the lead now if they hit the extra point. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be taken very short. He can't get him down. He'll take it up past the 25. To the 26-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. And that's not the drive of the ground with Johnson. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. The linebacker C.J. Mosley in on the stop.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns with a football to begin quarter number 2. They're facing a tough spot, 3rd and 8 here to start things out.
Hurry up, here we go.
From the gun, Mayfield. Dumping it off for Johnson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. Baker Mayfield, obviously the #1 pick overall. That was controversial, though. What ultimately made the Browns go in his way?
Well, post-draft, I did hear a Browns executive talk about the efficacy of Baker Mayfield. In other words, how people rally to him, how people respond to him. He talked about seeing him at a workout, how he showed up, yelled out to the other guys, they yelled back with the same response, ran right to him, and they were ready to start the workout. He said things like that and his talent tipped the balance in his favor to go #1.
Time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
2nd and 2 now. The penalty leaves him in pretty good shape.
Detroit! Detroit!
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give them a new set of downs.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And Allen to run. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Mayfield on first down. He's going to grab and pulled down. C.J. Mosley in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They'll run now out of the gun. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Terrell Suggs in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. This is taken at the 15. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now Flacco will try to set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Flacco from the gun. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? He's having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Now let's go. 3-19.
Following the interception, Mayfield. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And brought down now before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup at 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal. Remain here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
56. Lucky.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuck that one down the line of scrimmage.
And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Now let's go. Blue line it. Blue line.
Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. The linebacker C.J. Mosley there in coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have. But that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Flacco here on 2nd down. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection goes both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there is they were able to connect. Down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Now, before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. Second down, Flacco flying. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Flacco and the Ravens now, after the sack, need something good here on 3rd and long. They'll run it now on the go. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it out past the 30. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. They fake the handoff. Now Flacco to pass. They'll roll him out right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. From the gun, Flacco. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
So we get the latter 50%. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now it's in carry for Jackson. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. The former Charger All-Pro Eric Weddle on the stop.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6.
Here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Detroit, Detroit. Detroit, Detroit.
And Mayfield just getting the play off. Finding throws complete. And they'll get him down past the 15-yard line. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
They pitch it out to Johnson, and he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
Mayfield off the play fake. And that is incomplete here. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
The Browns on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11.
Let's go! 3-19! 3-19! Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's got his tight end in Njoku. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
No. Check. Patriot! Patriot! Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Second down, Mayfield. To the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40.
Check, Patriot! Patriot! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Play fake. Mayfield. Will be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Hurry up, here we go.
No running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Hurry up, here we go.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. It's not going to end in points, but, you consider where this drive started. You probably label it a success.
I do, and I know that without points, it's hard to say that a drive truly was a success. But think of it this way. Changing field position, maybe giving your defense a little bit of a break.
That's fielded at the 8-yard line. And they haven't bottled up, but here's a late flag, and a face mask is going to get a much better starting position. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. This is Collins on the toss. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Gun.
Second down, Flacco now. There's a safety valve here. That's complete. And a 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. They're going to Montgomery to try to run some clock. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
We all know that Myles Garrett was drafted #1 in the NFL for his ability to get to the quarterback. That's his stock in trade. But the underrated part of his game, plays well against the run, knows how to hold the point of attack.
Play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
On second down, Collins. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long. Another carry, same story. Fourth quarter, and he is in red numbers right now with a running game.
Hard to believe because you figure at some point you break off a run. But in this case, what we're seeing is just pure domination by the defense. I think it started with the scouting report. They got into what they were doing offensively, into their mindset, and now they're beating them to the punch on every snap.
Third and long for Joe Flacco. And able to find John Brown. And all the way in for the Ravens touchdown. John Brown, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. Tucker now for the extra point. Tucker with the extra point, and that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a two-point conversion to tie it. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they had a long drive going last time, but it stalled out. But still, maybe something positive to carry forward from that last drive.
Well, a few different things that you carry forward. Number one, as you noted, they were moving it pretty well, so that gives them a lot of confidence. The second part is, keep your defense up.
He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. A boost here to start the drive after the penalty. It's first and 5. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. His throw incomplete. The intended receiver was Rashard Higgins. And that'll bring up second down. Well, the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game getting good.
And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. Try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And some room. There goes Duke Johnson. The 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson, his second was hoping that run would pick up the first. They got the whole enchilada.
And I'm so used to teams on third down, doesn't matter how far they need for a first down, third down. Instead, they run it, and as you say, pick up the first down, and then some, and then some. In fact, everything. All the way for a touchdown. Terrific play. Okay, they went for the fake, for the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double down dare them to do that?
Maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film to try something from the 15 on the PAT?
Everything they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hole, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. To pass, Flacco. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime the ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. Passing play. Flacco. Well, this is Montgomery with the grab. And get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
First down. Here's the run to Montgomery. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Here we go, third and one. Gut check time on both sides. Flacco fakes the give, sets to throw. He finds Crabtree for the completion. And he'll go down the line for getting this inside the 30. A good pick up there, 20 yards. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
One down to the 28, and that's all. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. They go again with Collins. Stuck short of the 25. The second effort couldn't free him.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. To Montgomery. It's a gain of 14 there, and that should be enough to get him home free. His longest run of the game right there, and a pretty good time for it. A huge 3rd down conversion late.
Love the mindset. Love the way he flipped the switch. Late in the game, needed a big run, and helped produce it with great leverage from the offensive line. But you also know what happens, too. The defense stacks the line. So if you can break through that first barrier, there's usually plenty of room to run.
Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. His way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
How about this? Flacco setting to throw it, and he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome. Put a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
As our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ballgame. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you prime the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Ravens, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Browns, Things aren't looking good. It'll be an 0-5 start, and they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.